Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakahakodash, double understood the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing his word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you I say shalom, Lord willing, this video is edifying. It's going to be sent around now what you see on the screen. And it's a video by Jason A. Man Reveals Scary Truth 2024-2025 warning. This was an interview, because this guy Jason A., he takes clips and he puts them together pretty much based off the same subject. I would say subscribe to him. He made pretty good videos. But in this video, this is a Mossad agent who's pretty much breaking down how they were able to pull off probably one of the most covert operations, to be seen, with Mossad planting those pagers and playing those pagers and those walkie-talkie bombs, right? Devices that went off, right? That was very high level, and he pretty much went into the method used behind it, and he named really deceit. When roughly, he didn't say specifically, but he broke down how they used high level deceit, right? And they created these different businesses and organizations to partner with who Hezbollah was already doing deals with for equipment. And they were able to plant these by proxy of a created company, right? And the way he spoke on it, for me, did so much. It did numbers, because he said they create worlds, right? They create realities, right, in order to entrap you in them. And that's exactly what Esau's MO has been from the get-go, okay? And he's been doing, it also goes to, back up that he does the same, he got the same routine, okay? He got the same routine. He's done the same thing here in America to Americans. He creates these worlds where you could be manipulated into believing or doing something that is going to that's going to destroy you in a later, right? And in that moment, you may not realize that the whole, whatever you're involved in or whatever you may believe is false, right? And it's based off of some central intelligence programming, right? Very, very high level. The amount of ability the Lord gave Esau Edom in his day and age, in these last days, is really, is astounding. For him to be able to do what he did, and that's just one thing. What about all the other things that hadn't been revealed, right? We know about the false flags and, things like 9/11 and, and such, right? The Gulf of Tonkin, right? So he has a very, very, he's very capable, man. He's very capable. All right. And it only highlights the this devil and his wiles, right? Matter of fact, this is Ephesians 6:11. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil, because he doesn't come direct. You know, a lot of our people, they're so gone. You know, Esau created a world, right, a reality in which a lot of our people subscribe to, that they're equal now, they're free, all right, they're a part of the grand scheme of things, and really they're not. They've been deceived, okay, along with the rest of the world in terms of the direction it's going, right? Everyone is being deceived into depending on technology, right, and trapping themselves in these different online platforms, and it changes your way of thinking. All right, it's a bunch of um uh it's a bunch of secret intelligence operations going on in mass, man. Right? There's a bunch of these going on all around you. I mean, we could start from 2020, that whole operation, and the way they do it, they got people in different places that's able to put out certain influences, right? Certain narratives, and once it's out there, they go with it. Okay. Once it's out there, they push it onto the masses, right? And all these different realities, somehow they merge them into forward in that one agenda, which is the march towards the MOTB. That's why the scriptures say it be many antichrists, right? It is, right? And they're all set up by the same entity, regardless of, because they'll tell you, oh, it's the difference between a Muslim and a Christian. Well, really, it's not. It's the same shit. They're both gonna lead you directly into partaking in this mass ritual that's getting ready to take place. Okay, and you have to have spiritual eyes to see it. You have to be in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah to be able to break past the strongholds that's in place. If he's able to get, if he's able to run his, for lack of better words, game. If he's able to run his game on an organization like Hezbollah, which is backed by some major players, of course, we know in the background of the thing, in the background of everything, they're all really in tandem, but they're also really going at each other's necks right now, man. Okay, there are real oppositions to what's happening over there in West Asia. Okay, but he's able to infiltrate them and deceive those nations into exactly what we just saw, right? To the point where they had no idea of the impending danger that was 10, 15 years in the making. How much more here in America, right? How much more upon you blacks, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man? Right? You've been in this captivity under his thumb for centuries. How much more is the operations on you? Right? This is Psalm 64:6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Right? So he's kind of exposing himself in a way, if you can catch on, if you're able to link those, right? If he has spies and such in these other nations' ranks, right, that are opposed to him, how much more this movement, the so-called Black Hebrew Israelite movement, right, which we know we're not black, but that's what we're labeled as. How many more infiltrators from Mossad and these other different secret intelligence organizations are there in the ranks, man? And that over there was 10 years in the working. How much more over here, man? So something's bound to go down because we know that there's an agenda to be pushed. We know that they want the Constitution of America to be openly abandoned, right? Openly suspended because it's already been. And they need these different events to take place for them to do it. And if they could pull off something like that over there in Lebanon, right, against a known enemy, right, a known threat to the state of rats, right, how much more over here when they're actually in control of the resources we're able to obtain, right? They don't have to create fake companies to partner with real companies unknowingly in order to infiltrate and put these different things in place, right? It's a whole hell of a lot more easier to do it over here, man. So if you think that Esau ain't infiltrated this movement, the Hebrew Israelite movement, you're a fucking fool. And you have you're gonna have a hard pill to swallow when it's revealed, man, because it's coming. Right? It's coming, man. Because it's needed. It's prophecy to continue on with this agenda. He has to come after us because we are the main pushers of the truth, right? We are his primary opposition, right? Because we're coming at him with these scriptures, with this word, man, with the truth of the matter, telling him his end and his downfall, okay? Which is way more worse than shooting missiles or, attacking the Israeli homeland or any type of, bugged out thing over there that them heathens are doing. This is Proverbs 24:2. For their heart studieth destruction and their lips talk of mischief. See? So his heart, his mind studies destruction. He knows different ways and tactics and how to seduce and how to coerce and how to make something look like something else and, problem, reaction, solution. He got all this down, man. Okay. He already on game with it. He know everything he need to know. Just like when he let off those pages, he knew that they were in the hands of specific high-ranking officers and members of that organization. Right? He didn't just set those off with the hopes of hitting who he wanted. No, he understood that he even had it down to the point where only the person who opened a message would get hit by it. And not even people standing next to him. It was only enough for the person who had the pager on them. So that's very, very specific and detailed, man. That takes a lot of planning and coordination to do something like that on that scale and for it to be successful as what it was. Right? So this devil, he is very diligent. Right? He is very, very diligent. And then he come back and he tell you about it because he's proud. Like, yeah, nigga, we did, we did that. It was so successful. He couldn't let the blame go to no other. He had to break it down. Like, yeah, like this how we did it. We create false realities. Like, damn. And he's only speaking upon, with these other nations, really he did that to put fear into into their enemies, right? Because it just shows the capabilities that they have, right? They don't have to just strike you with a nuke, right? They could take out your whole chain of command, right? In one blow. And then right after that, they took out the head of Hezbollah. So that was a whole strike that's been planned and in the works for years. You think they don't have one for us over here in the actual homeland, right? Because Mossad is definitely linked back to the CIA, right? Of course, they're on a higher level, but they operate in all areas, right? They're operating over here. Is not America one of the biggest supporter of Israel? So you think they don't have free reign over here in America, in the States? No, they do. This is Proverbs 6:14. Forwardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord. See? And that's exactly what he's doing. He's, continuously devising mischief, continuously sowing discord, right? So just like he's doing here, I believe it's a lot of agents, especially amongst you other groups, man, who are purposely misleading Jake and radicalizing Jake through scriptures, right? For the sole purpose of being used to blame the ministry, right? And in the meanwhile, you get a little crumb to do it. And that's enough for you niggas, man. But you better know that when Esau makes his move, it's going to be big. All right? It's going to be big. And if in any way you are associated with this ministry, you're going to be lumped in and you're going to be blamed and you're going to be a target. Think shit is a game, man. Keep thinking shit is. You better ask them Hezbollah niggas. They thought that they could go toe to. They was talking big shit for ever since the invasion of Gaza. They was talking like they was gonna intervene and they was gonna give Israel a fight. And guess what? Them niggas was forced into a ceasefire quick. Right? Quick. So what does that let you know? And that's a armed group. Right? This is and armed by major powers, nuclear powers. Iran, right? And Russia is back, and Russia is backing Iran, and they were able to do it on them. But you niggas are backed by what? Satan, right? Backed by foolishness, because the Lord ain't got you. This is Sirach 25:13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and give me any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. And that's what Esau has mastered, right? He gave these women unlimited ability, right? No consequence to wickedness, right? He made women, he put them on a pedestal, and he made them the person to be, so to speak. Because you got a lot of men out there who will bash a man for being masculine. But, they'll sit out there and they praise a man's feminine nature or femininity, because it's not in a man's nature to be feminine. But they praise it, right? They praise it along with these women, of course. But you got men buying into that shit, right? So wickedness is at an all-time high, right? And then it says, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, which is the mind. And Esau has also mastered that through what? Propaganda. Through programming. Right? Creating these different worlds to where you can believe whatever the fuck you want. Algorithms that promote whatever delusion in which you want to believe. Right? So it's deep. It goes far with it. Right? Spreading terror like that, that's the plague of the mind. Not knowing who to trust. That's a big part of the reason why those Hezbollah operatives over there had to force a ceasefire, because they had no idea who amongst them was actually for the enemy. And they probably still don't know. So how much more here in the homeland? I say again, how much more here in the homeland? When it goes down, a lot of people are going to bug out. Right? A lot of people are gonna bug out. A lot of people bugging out now, and that ain't even happen. You know, so how much more will shit really uh uh come down? This Psalm 7:14, behold, he travaileth with iniquity and hath conceived mischief and brought forth falsehood. Right? And that's a big part of his weaponry. That's a big part of what makes him so formidable. His deceit, his lies, man. Right? His cunning. He's a hunter. So he sets traps. He plans, he has great foresight. Scriptures say he's wiser than Daniel. Right? And that's no that's nothing to be taken lightly. Right? Esau isn't to be taken lightly, man. He's truly the devil. All right. And Jake think so simply when it comes to this man. Jake's just so simple. You know, they think everything is fun and games, man. Right? Because shit is the way it is now. They're comfortable. But wait until he makes it uncomfortable. Just like he did over there for those Ishmaelites or whatever nation, you know, that's over there in that land. You know, is very parted. You know, very, you know, all those nations pretty much are fighting for our land, right? Look at what he completely devastated them, man. Again, you think he's not gonna do that? You think he ain't gonna bring the same energy here, right? Domestic extremism, right? It's already the narrative has already been in the workings. Okay, it's been painted. You look up most hateful group in America, who popping up? You don't think he gonna make a move on that? This is Ezekiel 28:3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. See? So he's very diligent, very calculated, very cunning. Okay, and he's hunting. If you can't see now that he's making major moves in the earth, and the scriptures tell you that, but before all these, they shall persecute you. So you got to be prepared for the day you wake up and your name might be, your face might be on CNN. Your folks might be calling you, talking about different agencies or contacting them, looking for you, right? You got to be prepared for that. And you think people ain't going to give you up when they start seeing the terror, you know, when they start spreading this false information, okay? And start, you know, these false flag events and just throwing, you know, they throw you sellouts under the bus. A lot of you gonna bug out. And the way they're gonna do it is gonna be so smooth and so cold. It's gonna, you know, hey, the Lord is with Esau and what he's doing right now, man. Okay, so just consider that. Right? And with thank of all praise and the glory to Yahweh Shema Shah Shem Brakakwadashwa Abba Babal and DTADTN.